When we first start working with chromatic intervals, they can feel very abstract and mathematical and not at all connected to real music, or at least the music that we're interested in creating and listening to and playing. But in this series of videos, I'd like to show you some of the things that we can do with chromatic intervals that are actually very practical and interesting. I'd like to start with the melody for Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, or at least the first 8 measures of it. And I've written this melody out, as I have almost every other time this semester, starting on C and ending on C. But we know that not all melodies start and end on C. In fact, from the time that we're little kids, we move melodies around instinctively. If you go to a birthday party and everybody decides to sing Happy Birthday, nobody worries about what note we're starting on or what note we're ending on. Everybody just picks a note that works for everybody's voice and starts singing. That note could be a C, that note could be an E flat, it could be an F sharp, or it could be a note that's not really on the piano keyboard, somewhere in between an E and an F, or somewhere between a G sharp and an A. The point is, we move melodies around instinctively with our voice. We don't even give it a second thought. When we move melodies around at the keyboard, though, or at any musical instrument, we have to be a little bit more careful about it and a little bit more precise about it. One of the tools that we have that helps us get a little bit more precise and careful map of a melody are diatonic intervals. And let's just remind ourselves what the diatonic intervals are in these first 8 bars of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. So we start on a C, we go up a fifth to a G, then we go up a second to an A, then down a second to a G again, then down a second to an F, then down a second to an E, then down a second to a D, and then down a second to a C. And back when we first talked about diatonic intervals, one of the things I mentioned was this provides us with a sort of the DNA of the melody, the exact leaps up that it makes, the exact leaps down that it makes. So what if we were to do this? What if we were to take this map of our melody, of the intervals going up and the intervals going down, and try to use it to recreate this melody starting on the note G? What would happen? So we're going to start on G, right here. And what's the first thing we need to do? We need to go up a fifth. So what's up a fifth from G? Well, up a fifth from G is D. Then we need to go up a second. So we're going to go up a second from D, which is E. And then we're going to go down a second, which is D. Then we're going to go down a second, which is C. And then we're going to go down another second, which is B. And then we're going to go down another second, which is A. And then we're going to go down one more second, which is G, and brings us back to G. So notice what I've done. I've just taken these intervals that we figured out up here, and I've transposed them starting on G. So let me play through my new version of the melody of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star starting on G. Well, that worked out pretty well. So there is an example where a diatonic interval helped us transpose or move a melody from one note to another. Let's try this starting on a different note. Let's try this starting on F and see what the results are. see if we have to get the same results. So again, I'm going to start on F, and then I'm just going to follow this pattern of intervals up and down. So we're going to start on F, then we go up a fifth. Up a fifth from F is C. And then we need to go up a second, which is D. And then down a second, which is C. And then down a second, which is B. And then down a second, which is A. And then down a second, which is G. And then down a second, which is F. Bring us back to F. And isn't it interesting? We can see just even visually how the shape of both of these melodies, up and down, tracks from the version that starts on C to the version that starts on F. Okay, so let me play this version that starts on F and just see how it sounds. Well, that nearly sounded like Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, but there was something that was off. Our ear is telling us that there was something that was not quite right there. Can you pick out where that off note is? And can you figure out why it's off? Take a minute and do that. And then in the next video, we will come back and we will explore what is going on with that melody that we just made starting on F.